A man sits alone at his typewriter, the dim lamplight casting long shadows across the desk. Cigarette smoke coils upward like a ghost from another world as he stares at the blank page. Fingers poised just above the keys. The war had changed him. Combat in the Pacific left scars no mirror could reflect, but it also sharpened his understanding of fear, of mortality, and of the human condition. Tonight he writes not just to entertain, but to warn, to challenge, to provoke. The words come like thunder.
You're traveling through another dimension.
His fingers dance across the keys, each stroke ushering forth a world that bends reality and reflects truth through the prism of imagination. The man exhales, leans back, and signs the title page of the script. The name is clear, typed in bold letters, Rod Serling.
The Twilight Zone.
Rod Serling was born on December 25, 1924 in Syracuse, New York, and raised in Binghamton. The son of a butcher and a homemaker, Serling grew up with a passion for storytelling and radio. From an early age, he showed signs of creative energy and a strong social conscience, traits that would shape his career. After graduating from high school, he enlisted in the U.S. Army during World War II, and he served in the Pacific as a paratrooper. His combat experience, particularly the trauma and loss he witnessed, left a lasting impact on him and later influenced the darker themes in his writing. Following the war, Serling attended Antioch College in Ohio, where he studied literature and began writing for radio and television. By the 1950s, he had become one of the most respected voices in live television drama, winning acclaim for teleplays like Patterns and Requiem for a Heavyweight. Frustrated by network censorship and corporate interference, Serling sought a way to tell socially conscious stories under the veil of fantasy and science fiction. This led to the creation of The Twilight Zone in 1959, an anthology series that explored mortality, fear, and the human condition, with Serling himself famously introducing each episode. After The Twilight Zone ended in 1964, Serling continued to write and eventually returned to television with Night Gallery in the 1970s, a horror and suspense anthology that he hosted as well. Though he had less creative control over this series, his distinctive voice and storytelling remained its core. Serling died unexpectedly on June 28, 1975 at the age of 50, after a complication from heart surgery. Despite his short life, his influence endures, with his work still seen as a high watermark of television writing and a beacon for speculative fiction with a conscience.
Rod Serling, though best known as the creator and host of The Twilight Zone, left behind a multifaceted legacy that extended far beyond his landmark science fiction series. An outspoken voice in American television during the mid-20th century, Serling was a prolific screenwriter, producer, and social commentator who used his platform to address pressing social issues such as racism, war, censorship, and corporate influence. His commitment to thoughtful and meaningful storytelling shaped an era of television that sought not only to entertain, but to provoke deep reflection. Before The Twilight Zone, Serling gained prominence with his teleplay Patterns from 1955, which aired on Kraft Television Theater. The play, a searing critique of corporate America, won Serling his first Emmy Award and established him as a leading writer of live television drama. This success was followed by Playhouse 90's Requiem for a Heavyweight in 1956. Another powerful teleplay that told the story of a washed-up boxer struggling with his fading career and self-worth. The teleplay earned Serling a second Emmy and was later adapted into a successful feature film starring Anthony Quinn, Jackie Gleason, and Mickey Rooney. In the years following The Twilight Zone, Rod Serling returned to television with Night Gallery from 1970 to 1973, a horror anthology series that he both hosted and contributed scripts to. Unlike The Twilight Zone, which emphasized science fiction and moral allegory, Night Gallery leaned more heavily into supernatural horror and psychological suspense. While the series had its share of memorable episodes, Serling often expressed frustration over his limited creative control, especially when it came to decisions made by producers and network executives. Nonetheless, Night Gallery demonstrated his continued commitment to genre storytelling as a vehicle for deeper philosophical and emotional exploration, and it introduced a younger generation of viewers to his distinctive narrative voice. Serling's talents also extended into cinema. He co-wrote the screenplay for the original Planet of the Apes in 1968, contributing significantly to its famous twist and philosophical tone. Though the final screenplay was revised, Serling's fingerprints remained evident in the film's moral complexity and dystopian vision. He also wrote for other TV shows, including The Loner from 1965 to 1966, a short-lived Western series that sought to bring greater psychological depth to the genre. Despite its brief run, The Loner further demonstrated Serling's desire to challenge conventions and explore character-driven narratives. Throughout his career, Serling won numerous accolades for his work. He received a total of 6 Emmy Awards, including multiple wins for Outstanding Writing Achievement in Drama. Additionally, he was honored with the Peabody Award, a Golden Globe Award, the Writers Guild of America Award, among many others. These awards recognize his consistent efforts to push the boundaries of television storytelling and his unwavering focus on socially conscious themes at a time when such commentary was often discouraged. In addition to his professional achievements, Serling was dedicated to education and philanthropy. He taught at Ithaca College in New York, where he encouraged a new generation of writers to combine craft with conscience. After his death in 1975, his widow, Carol Serling, helped establish the Rod Serling Foundation, a charitable organization that supports aspiring screenwriters and promotes media literacy and the values of Serling's work. The foundation also funds scholarships and preserves Serling's legacy through public outreach and educational programs. Rod Serling's cultural impact is also memorialized in his hometown of Binghamton, New York, where a life-sized bronze statue of him was unveiled in 2024 at the Recreation Park. This park was the inspiration for the setting of the Twilight Zone episode Walking Distance, and the statue depicts Serling standing in front of the door to the 5th dimension, with the words, "You unlock this door with the key of imagination." It serves as both a tribute and a symbol of Serling's enduring connection to the town that influenced much of his storytelling. The statue has become a local landmark and pilgrimage site for fans, scholars, and admirers who wish to honor a writer whose imagination and conscience helped redefine television as an art form.